Hi, I'm Pastel, and today I'm going to be taking Pokemon and making human versions of them. So, Pokemon, a game series I actually haven't touched since it was on the 3DS. Well, that was the case until recently. I already missed out on Sword and Shield, as well as the Diamond and Pearl remake, which is shameful on my part, considering Gen 4 was baby's first Pokemon game. But not this time. I finally buckled down and got me Scarlet and Violet. And it was fun. I definitely didn't spend well over an hour making my character, then proceed to spend months playing the game nearly non-stop, getting little to nothing done because I wanted to fill the Pokemon decks as much as I could. Nope, definitely not. I played it a normal amount. Despite this, I only kinda like the Paldea Pokédex. It doesn't make me want to puke blood or anything. I actually think a huge amount of them are cool and interesting. It's just that the dex overall doesn't excite me or suit my personal sensibilities. It doesn't have to, obviously. Designing Pokemon is very hard, I can tell. Of course, there's some that I just want to, like a Pokemon that's a happy little mouse family who just screams, iconic. Taking a Tentacool and putting that thing to walk on land, cursed and iconic. Tatsugiri? Well, they're just a little guy, iconic. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm going to take these non-human things and make them human things. And let's get right into that. First up is Finizen, a cute little dolphin baby. I considered drawing Palafin, but they basically look the same aside from a chest heart, and honestly, I didn't want to draw hero mode. When I was looking around for information on Finizen for design ideas, there wasn't much to go on. And that's not really new or anything. Not every Pokemon concept has some deep meaning on the various pages of Cerebi and Bulbapedia. But then I saw the adjective playful and the description, Finizen has a ring of water surrounding the base of its tail, which is kind of obvious, but it gave me the idea to give them an inner tube, like a little kid playing at the beach or on a dock. The sailor top and the hat additions of the swimsuit, it kind of adds more to the childlike innocence feel to me. Like this kid watches the ships pass by every day and they just love playing in the water. I'll be transparent, I actually got the inspiration for Finizen's hair from Sorbet Shark from Cookie Run. It's such a nice shape, and Finizen's hair ended up looking like water as well as a dolphin, which is a massive plus the way I see it. I may or may not have a bias towards water hair. What can I say? If my Finizen wasn't a kid, I might have put the markings on its body on the leg as a tattoo or something. I wasn't sure at first. I thought maybe just having the swimsuit colored like Finizen's body wouldn't be enough. But having Finizen's wave-like body marks on the side as a design for the suit, I actually think it might have been the best place to put it, considering how long it is. I wanted something to have the tail silhouette on it, and I wasn't sure what I could do. At first, I tried the back of the sailor top to look like the end of Finizen's tail, but it didn't feel enough to me. It didn't feel recognizable enough. And after a quick Google search while I was drawing the inner tube, I realized that, oh wait, there's actually plenty of inner tubes that have tails on the back of them. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. I can just put it back there. I could add Finizen's tail to the silhouette and it looks like a cute inner tube. I was actually worried that it might look a little too simple, but I didn't want to put the body markings on the inner tube. So I'm glad I actually did that instead. And the chunky bracelets are of course based off of the ring on Finizen's tail. I just realized that I could probably have put them on the ankles too, but it's much too late for that. And here's the finished design for Finizen. Next is Pawmot. Now, I'm no big city Pokemon designer, but I'll say it. I think the Pawmi line is just a little too similar to each other. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Paldean electric rodent. I actually looked it up. They are a Marmot, which makes a lot of sense considering the name. But my opinion still stands. Pawmo just looks like a Pawmi that discovered its hind legs, and Pawmot just looks like a teenaged Pawmo. And I love Pawmot. If I didn't, I wouldn't have went through the trouble of evolving mine because I had a shiny. And 1,000 steps? Absolutely ludicrous. I didn't even get my shiny Pawmot until I was more than halfway through the game. And honestly, I just didn't have much inspiration with Pawmot at first. Fighting Electric Rat is pretty cut and dry, like, okay, put it in a karate uniform like one of these Pokemon trainer types, and that's it, right? So of course I did some digging, like I do, and what really struck me was when I read the line, despite the violent nature of the fighting type, this Pokemon is always smiling. And it gave me just the inspiration I needed. Cause if you're getting into a boxing match with someone, and that someone is grinning from ear to ear, you'd be pretty goddamn terrified, right? They're going to kill you. At least that's how I would feel encountering someone like this. So instead of just going with karate, I went with a boxer instead because it actually has huge arms and Pawmot has electric nodes on its little paw pads, which apparently charge electricity, of course. So I assumed it would be like, when you get punched, it's like an electric shock. That's how bad it is. Huge pants are actually a personal favorite of mine. I'm so used to seeing boxers in shorts that I wasn't sure if they would be acceptable, but I read that they need a lot of room to kick properly, so should be fine, right? You know, I saw some pictures on Google of people with big old pants on, so it should be fine. I also tried to make the bottom of the pants look as much like Pawmot's like little underbelly as possible because I thought it was really cute and fluffy. Also, with the sleeveless hoodie, I've only ever heard that that's gym rat clothing. So I thought, oh, okay, you know, gym rat. Anyway, here's Pawmot. She loves to fight and her strikes are so powerful, it's like you're getting electrocuted. And finally, my favorite Pokemon in all of Paldea, Tinkaton. Out of all the three, Tink is actually the first I drew. Everything about her is so deeply suited to my tastes. A pink cutie with a massive hammer that looks way too big for her, on top of the fact that she's a little menace who can't help but target the Corvid Knight for no good reason. My favorite. We support Tinkaton rights and wrongs around here. Now, I started this drawing without a video in mind, so unfortunately, I didn't start this design with any real direction other than her official art and some images on Pinterest. Her little pouch with those grayish purple metal pieces sticking out of it looks so much like oversized overalls to me, and I thought it was very fitting at the time, and I still do. Though, after a bit of research looking for some direction besides cute girl in overalls with big hammer, I read that she could have been inspired by dwarves and tinkerers, and blacksmiths use hammers. So I threw all those ideas together kind of loosely. The idea is that the metal she uses is liberated from like Gijinkas Corvid Knights. Like Tinkaton is some kind of gremlin rogue blacksmith that causes problems for some nearby Pokemon kingdom by targeting knights and stealing their armor for no discernible reason other than she can, and maybe she might have a bias against the Corvid Knights? Who knows? Her belt buckle, her choker, parts of her boots, and of course her hammer are all made from scavenged metal from the knight she encounters. She just strips them of her armor and puts what pieces she can in her pockets and just holds them. And there she is, my favorite, Tinkaton. And that's it for the designs. I really like how color-coded they came out. And to anyone wondering about the Tatsugiri design, I don't have a time lapse for that because I actually only designed that guy for the thumbnail specifically. I didn't want there to be any like spoilers for this video because I am really happy about it. Maybe I'll post the concept drawing I did for it another time, but maybe not. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see when I upload again. I'd really appreciate it. Bye-bye!